So we're gonna talk about kind of J. Cole, basically, and the concept that is what is J. Cole doing? So J. Cole in this song explicitly is called procrastination, and he said that he in a text message that is shown that he got decided to show. He put the messages that J. Cole sent him and said that J. Cole was looking for a beat, and he found his beat and decided to work with it. And so we're gonna kind of talk about that because I do find this song a little entertaining, and the producer is Bvtman, and I don't know if that's supposed to be acronym or something. I've heard of that producer before, just not on the grand scale of things. So I'm going to talk about it, but the song is called Procrastination, and we're gonna really talk about it. But this song has so many layers to it that I think I do kind of enjoy the layers that are added to it, that add to the song, and talk about the details that we didn't quite know about J. Cole. So let's see if we have any sponsors. We'll get right into it.
Hey, it's Kaylee Cuoco for Priceline. Ready to go to your happy place for a happy price? Well, why didn't you say so? Just download the Priceline app right now and save up to 60% on hotels. So whether it's Cousin Kevin's Kazoo concert in Kansas City, go Kevin, or Becky's Bachelorette Bash in Bermuda, you never have to miss a trip ever again. So download the Priceline app today. Your savings are waiting.
Go to your happy place for a happy price. Go to your happy price, Priceline.
Okay, so there are a few things that I want to point off the beginning before we get into this. J. Cole makes a reference to many different things and many different points and topics that I think are something that we should look at. And since this is not an official release, when I say official, you can't find it under J. Cole's name because J. Cole didn't release it. The producer that made the beat did release the song and release the stuff that came, the information we found out about it. So, with that being said, we're gonna talk about it. So J. Cole starts off by this call and response. He's like, "Yo, I'm coming through," kind of like that classic J. Cole introduction to an album. Which he also says that he's still working on an album, which I believe is "It's a Boy" album, which I think refers to pregnancy, but I'm not sure. We'll talk about that, and that probably will be one of my favorite albums from J. Cole, which is why I relate back to this because he said, I don't have to. The line exactly is, I don't have to stress. I don't have to stress with their collectors and credit card callers because I'm so rich, and at the same time, I'm so far from rappers with no deal. And so I think what he's saying is that people cannot relate to it, the song, because there isn't, because he's so removed for it. And to be honest, J. Cole admitting that he's rich is something that I think we've all known. J. Cole sells albums crazy. 2014 Ford Still Driving. We talk about collaborations. We talk about a lot of stuff. Like I think it's no surprise that J. Cole is rich, but I think him thinking that he no longer can relate, is something that I can't believe he actually said it. And now that he said it, there's stuff we can do with it and ways we can run with it. But I think overall, there's no way to discount what J. Cole has done for the culture. With that also being said, I think there are a few other things that we should talk about in this first kind of thing that he notes. As I say, he does a call and response. He talks about layers. He says, "Yeah, I'm coming through," and I think this is that kind of thing of him coming through on this beat because he did deliver on this beat. I think this is a J. Cole song that I do admire that he did, and he produced it. He says, don't run from it. There's no boogeyman, right? There's no boogeyman, and acceptance is the key to living your life true." But see, I'm gonna end up sounding like a philosopher when I break this down. But to some extent, he's just saying, living your truth, live the way that you want to live it, and don't really worry about others. Like, don't be worried that financially, I get it. Financially, there is some hesitancy on living your life and living the way you want to live it. But at the same time, he's just saying, don't live in a society or a culture or a standard that you think you don't fit into, and so live your life the way you want to live it. So live your truth. If it's no matter if you're non-binary, the what, live it out. Don't let somebody hold you back. To understand that that is a deeper line in this. And he's saying, don't run from it. Don't run from something because you think you're scared or you don't think that's you, or you're scared to label it, even though you don't have to label it. But if you're scared to label it, don't be scared to label it like this. This. See, when people say that J. Cole isn't complex in the things that he do, I think that's entirely wrong. But it's a mindset to keep you thinking. He says, "I listen to Biggie for quotes, and I write aimlessly, trying to write quotes and cultures." And I think he's done it here, right? He's he's done it here. That's definitely a caption quote right there. Is don't run from it. Um, there's no boogeyman. Acceptance is key. Live your truth. Like that is something that I think that's quotable. He says, "I'm so far, I'm so far off of it. I'm not stressing it to some extent." That is also relatable. I think this whole line is he saying that, with each quote, my salary goes up. And I think that's funny because I think what he's saying is every time he releases in a song or an album or a bar, his audience grows wider, or his sales do so much better or bigger that he keeps charging more for his feature. In which he said he charged what 2,500 for a feature on that track with London and with Young Thug on the song on the track titled London. So this is information that I need to know, but it's also because this is a 2 minute 59-minute song, 3 minute song, depending on how you listen to it. It's not bad. Like it's overall a great song, and I do admire J. Cole putting his entire effort into this. But I think it's a boy album that he's working on because he says he's working on an album. He hasn't finished up his album, and I think that album is either it's a boy or it's a Dreamers album, which I cannot wait to hear either. Um, which is weird to me to say because J. Cole I think always makes great songs, but we talk about that. He says he always looks for quotes. He said he also mentioned that he has 100 songs on a hard drive. He just released them for people to hate on him, and I don't think people really hate on him. I think people have their conceptions on if J. Cole is lyrical or if he's just like a normal rapper. And to me, he's lyrical because he can break down each bar and then bring a different perspective into it, and that's just me as a person. So I get that. He mentioned this line, and this is for all the college students. He says, "The long late nights, right now, finishing that last paper, like that's relatable. That even that's captionable. And I don't ask me what's captionable because I'll caption anything before I caption. So overall, I think it's a bunch of clever lines. And he says that something about his mom is gone. I'm not sure what he means by that. If he means, and I don't wish death on anybody, so RP if that's the case. But he says, and his partners are straight. And I think what he means by that is just that they're financially good, so he doesn't have to worry about that. And to some extent, I enjoy that. He says, I hope this connects to us. He said it might be hard to connect to some, but that's real. He says, I hope to connect to something real. Like his lyrics are always real to me because they're real life experiences that he's had that I can kind of relate to. So overall, I do like this song. I think this song is an 8 out of 10. But if this comes out on an album,